Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review the new documentary series on Apple TV Plus, 1971, the year that music changed everything. And this is an 8-episode series focusing on the whole entire musical landscape of the year 1971, but not just limited to that, as it goes into a deeper, more well-rounded scope of society at the time, pop culture at the time, and the influences that the music had on our society and around the world. And you have such an interesting year of music because this doesn't just throw out some very like broad, very generic kinds of things. It's like this looks deeply into all different kinds of music. And you have episodes that obviously focusing on the Beatles because this was the fracture. This was them breaking up. And you had John and Yoko who pop up throughout the series. You have Paul McCartney going off and doing his thing with Linda. And there's moments of George just yeah, they're off doing their thing and I guess I'm going to be doing my thing. And it's such an interesting thing because all the different Beatles had such great success on their own as they branched out, and this is that moment. And you have John Lennon trying to become this person in the forefront on all these issues. You have soul and Motown and a whole entire section of this film focusing on the civil rights movement, and Angela Davis, and you have Jesse Jackson. And the underlying thing there is you have Aretha Franklin with her music, and you have Superfly and Shaft, and you have all of those kinds of influences talking about that soul music. And you have things like Bowie coming onto the world stage here because he was early on. Who was he at this point? And him developing into who he was going to be. You have The Who coming off rip-roaring onto the scene. And I loved this documentary because it gave such a deep perspective on society at the time. You had Vietnam, you had Nixon, you have the civil rights movement, you have all these different kinds of things and how music penetrated all that. And you have even pop culture-y kinds of things this, even just these shows that were making an impact at the time. And you have the balancing of culture with the Osmonds coming out and trying to be that big positive kind of thing, overlaying, say, they even talk about reggae and Bob Marley coming in and the message of it. You have all of these musical artists trying to say something. And you also have the ones balancing out just being there to entertain. And there is audiences for all of these kinds of things. And the fact that this documentary series paints such a diverse spectrum of music is so impactful because I feel when we talk about music, usually it's in this very specific spectrum. This shows the Rolling Stones going off on their own and becoming bigger than ever. Them really growing into this uber stardom band that just the Beatles were crumbling and fracturing, and then you had the Rolling Stones skyrocketing into success. And you have all of this portrayed in a meaningful and interesting way, and just great performances. I love that they have so much actual performance of music, and the footage is great, and it's engrossing, and it's entertaining. It just, you feel it. You feel that music. And this documentary series is something special, especially if you love history, if you love music. This is for you. Please go show this documentary series from love and give it a watch. It's 8 episodes of 42 to 48 minutes apiece. But These are my thoughts on 1971, the year that that music changed everything. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some TV. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.